The most important thing I think a consumer or an individual that's not a business owner can do is, I think, really be thankful and grateful if you have employment that's been stable, because a lot of people have not. They've been impacted majorly by the last 6 months. But then, if you are lucky enough to have maintained your employment and be able to thrive or even just survive during this environment, this economy, take a real close look at all that you have going on and take a self-assessment of your financial picture and think through any ways that you can continue to optimize your monthly finances. And if that includes listing all your recurring monthly expenses, by calendar date throughout the month, so you kind of know what's coming up, it's a really good time to self-reflect at where you're at and say, how can I, potentially cut back in some areas or save more or pay off debt during this time to kind of better position myself for the other side of this, which we are hoping and anticipating will be sometime in 2021 if things pick back up and we can safely operate the way we did before. And I think for business owners, it's shocking in a lot of ways, Mike, that we have had several customers that have had their best year ever. We have a few customers that are majorly impacted, but for contractors, as an example, the construction industry hasn't been hit very hard. And a lot of contractors have had their absolute best year ever. And they've got a lot of good activity going into next year too. So that's been encouraging for them. And most of the time, there's a lot of intervention items by the government that came into play with PPP plus some other contributions to individuals that helped kind of stem off some issues and push back some issues. The SBA actually started making payments for people with SBA loans for 6 months. That was a lesser published part of the CARES Act that made a huge impact to several customers. The SBA didn't defer those payments, they just made them for them for 6 months. It's really helped out easing cash flow and kind of helping people get through. And so those are kind of some key things that, especially now as we're going to get into the fourth quarter and we're kind of get into the end of that payment relief, it's a really good time to take an assessment and say, okay, am I prepared? Is my savings account or my checking account, do I have enough in there to start making payments again? If I don't think I'm ready, I need to get with my banker and make sure that we have a conversation. I mean, we're doing a lot of what we call business reviews where we're saying, I want to hear what your outlook is for the rest of the year and then what you're kind of thinking for 2021, how you've been impacted, what opportunities you're seeing, that kind of thing. So we can make sure we know, if you need help, we're here to help. But we need to be communicating with you. So that's my encouragement to people, whether it's an individual or a business owner right now, is just, be grateful if you're doing okay and take a good stock at where you're at and see if there's anything you can do to kind of fine tune and optimize that so that you can be well prepared for the coming year.